everything that you're doing. No. And you are selling in the personal. Today's video, we're going to be talking about how you can go about educating your prospects during the sales process to make sure they're having an awesome customer experience. Hey everyone, Casey here from Clientric. Before we get to today's video, I want to ask a small little favor of you. If you have gotten one iota of value from these videos, I ask that you please like and subscribe to our channel and to this video. Alright, now with that out of the way, let's talk about why it's so important that you educate your customers before we talk about the how you can educate your customers. Now, the why is actually pretty simple. You want to build that know, like, trust factor as quick as possible. So if you're in let's say the legal industry or maybe the insurance industry, maybe you're trying to sell insurance to someone. If you're not educating your customer on what they actually need, if you're not providing them value, then they're going to be shopping around for the cheapest policy, the cheapest service they could possibly find. So if you can justify why your policy, why your services are better than everyone else, then they're immediately going to trust you more and you're going to get a ton of business because of it. So once you build that know, like, trust factor, you are going to be moving a mile a minute because you are just so far ahead of your competition because very few people are actually going through and doing this. Now, another reason why it's so important is people actually appreciate when other companies think about them. If you are putting yourselves in the customer's shoes, I can guarantee you there is going to be many people who recognize the fact that you have thought ahead of this and you are educating them, you're teaching them the knowledge that you have, that you've learned over the years, and you're passing that on to them. That makes them, again, know, like, trust you a lot faster than someone who just says, here you go, here's our service. So if you can educate someone on why it's so important, if you can become that influence, that subject matter expert, you are going to make them feel a lot better and they're going to appreciate the fact that you thought about them enough to build this educational process out. Now, the last reason why it's so important that you do this is you get to build a better relationship with your customers. Now, there's going to be a few that do not want your services, and that's going to be said for any industry. You're just going to have to deal with it. But for those prospects of yours that do become customers, they're going to appreciate you so much more. They're going to understand what you're doing, why you're doing it, how you're doing it on a much more granular basis than someone who doesn't have any clue as to what you're doing, what the industry is. This is really important, as I've already mentioned, in the insurance industry, in the legal industry. Let's say you're going through a bankruptcy and you're struggling to understand what all these terminologies are, what all this information is being thrown at you. You have court dates, you have different meeting types, you have different forms you need to fill out. Why do I need to fill out this form and that form? They're all the same form. No, there's different forms for different things. And if you are not teaching and educating your prospects, your client base as to what they're actually doing, they are going to have a poor experience because they're not going to know what they actually need to do. So the more you can educate them, the more you can build that relationship, better experience they're going to have, the more likely they're going to give you a 5-star review, which is super important, and the more likely that when you ask for a referral, they are going to give you one, or maybe they're just going to say, maybe you should talk to this person, or they're going to tell other people about you on a much more important level at a much higher rate. So it's important that you continue to build and foster those relationships. You have no idea where the smallest detail can impact someone's life and how that can impact your business. So if you treat every customer the same way, if you educate them, if you teach them about your services, regardless of whether you're business to customer or business to business industries, whether you are a software as a service, whether you're a medical health company, whether you're a law firm, whether you're an insurance company. Now that we've gone through the why, we can talk about the how. Now there's a variety of ways you can go about doing this. So we're going to talk about the technology you can use, software you can use, and then we're going to talk about the actual physical process that you can implement into your business. Now for the technology, there are a ton of different services that are out there. Anything that allows you to create and automate, email campaigns, drip campaigns, whether it's your CRM or a marketing automation software like MailChimp or marketing automation from Zoho, or if it's a CRM system like Zoho itself, Salesforce, HubSpot, it doesn't matter what it is, but as long as you can create those automated templates, that is going to make this 1,000 times easier because you can automate this entire process. Now, one thing that I didn't mention on the why, but this acts as another touch point for you. So you are able to create a new process that is outside of your sales process, outside of the regular touch points. If you tell your prospect that on the first email when they come through that, hey, we're going to be sending you some educational emails over the next few days, whether it's 5 days, a week, whatever it is. If they know that this is coming, then you can disregard that completely and keep it as a separate touch point in your sales cycle. So you can get a few extra touch points in, whether that's via email, whether that's via SMS messages, whatever it is, whatever you end up deciding to do, that is a completely separate process. Now, we highly recommend that you go through and you send out this initial email alerting them to the fact that there are going to be educational emails or text messages, SMS messages coming in shortly. If you do that, they will be aware. They'll actually be looking for it. So when they receive them in their inbox, they're probably going to get a pretty high open rate. Not only because they are expecting it and so they're going to open it up, but also because they are interested in what you have to say. You've piqued their interest by saying there's going to be some educational emails coming out here shortly in the next day or two, so that they are aware of what's happening. They can open it, they can see it, they can read it, they can get excited about their services that they're using of yours or of the system, of the processes that they need to learn in order to get through this, whether that's insurance, whether that's law firm, maybe it's a legal lawsuit or something along those lines that they have to worry about. This is going to give them some peace of mind if you're going through this process. Now, if you're a software company that's maybe selling to another business, you could get the names of the people that are using the tool, you get the emails, you can send out drip campaigns on demos on how to use the application itself to get people excited about it. So maybe you'll have the 5 highest points, the 5 most important points of how this software can impact that business, and you can send out those drip campaigns one day at a time. You can send out those videos, whether it's a link to YouTube or whether it's something else entirely. That is a separate touch point that you don't have to worry about, and you continue to sell in your regular sales cycle. But I can guarantee you, your prospects, your future customers are going to love the fact that you have thought about them enough to actually do this. So that's how you can go about doing it. You can set up whatever cadence you want. It really does depend on the educational campaigns that you want to put out there, but sending them out via automated emails in your CRM or through your marketing automation emailing tool, that is going to be really, really important. You can even create fully automated journeys. So whenever a new prospect comes in, maybe in the initial email goes out, and then you hit all these individual items below to give them the Cliff's Notes about why your tool, your service is important to them. I can guarantee you your prospects and customers are going to absolutely love this, because very few companies actually do think about the customer experience. So the more you think about the customer experience, the better experience they're going to have, the more reviews and the more referrals you're going to get. So take that, implement it, and let's see what it can do for your business. Now, as always, make sure you're subscribing to our channel below and liking this video and commenting on this video. It really helps us reach more people when you do this. And again, if you have gotten one small iota of value out of it, I really, really hope that you consider liking and subscribing. It really means the world to me, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video. Bye for now.